Alright everyone, welcome back to Band Magic. We got a fun one for you guys today. Contender Draft has officially arrived on Magic: The Gathering Arena. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of like a high-stakes draft environment where it's double the buy-in, as you can see here. But the rewards are pretty good. Let's take you through them. So obviously if you don't win at least 3 games, you don't get anything. 0, 1, and 2 wins don't get you anything. This is, you keep playing one best of 1 until you get 3 losses. So that's pretty rough. You do not want to go 0 and 2. Or you don't want to go 0 and 3, 1 and 3, or 2 and 3. But at 3 wins, you get less than half your gems back, which is still pretty bad. At 4 wins, you get almost all your gems back, which is okay. Probably enough to buy you another entry. At 5 wins, though, you get all your gems back, plus 8 packs. And then it gets good at 6 wins. At 6 wins, you get 1,200 extra gems, 10 packs, and 4 mythic packs. I think mythic packs just like include a mythic rare guaranteed. Maybe even more than like 1 rare. I've never opened a mythic pack, so I have no idea. And then the real winner chicken dinner is 7 wins. You get a little title as well as more than double your gems, which is pretty solid. So we're going to be trying to go for 5 wins here. That's like the bare minimum. I think if we can get 5 wins, I'll be pretty happy. Anything more than that would be obviously really, really nice. Another thing is that it looks like you get to rank up during this. Usually when Magic releases these events, you don't get to continue ranking up. But here, I can see that our gold level is here, which means we'll get to keep climbing the ladder, which I like. So without further ado, let's throw 3,000 gems in the bin, and let's get into a draft. All right, time to draft. Ready up here. Move my camera down a little bit so you guys could see the draft board a little better. And let's see. We obviously failed at the sealed qualifier. That was bad. We had some good decks and we couldn't win games. But sealed is hard, and I'm way more comfortable in draft. And I've drafted this set a lot. Pretty comfortable with the set. You put me in a draft environment, I believe in myself. So let's see what we get here. Duelist is a pretty solid card. I don't know how I feel about committing right off the rip. But we do have an Ennis in here as well, which is a pretty solid card as well, although I don't think it'll wheel back to us. Realistically, we'd probably be looking like at a maybe Send in the Pest, Terramorphic Expanse, Alan Historian wouldn't be the worst thing. But Duelist is pretty good. You get your, like, unless they counter the spell, you're always going to get your card back. And then being able to blink stuff is pretty solid as well. Otherwise, stuff that's good in here, not a ton of things. I'm not sure how I would take a first pick Homesickness. First pick Scholar is probably fine, but I really have no interest in playing Witherbloom. So we'll just take the Duelist and see if we can force some Silver Quill, and that's a really good removal spell here. Repel Calamity is great. It gets rid of most of the things that you'd want to get rid of. Administrator is fine as well. It's a 2/2 with Menace. Put a counter on it. When this dies, you get to put the counter somewhere else, which is pretty solid. Unfortunately, it's not when this leaves the battlefield. Otherwise, we could, blink it with Duelist. Otherwise, Scientist is really good. End of the Hunt is good. Stone Glider is good. So some good black-white cards. Even a Johnny's Response is really good. And a sneaky Inkling Mascot in here is good as well. I think I'm inclined on taking the good removal spell here, especially because we have something that will pay us off for this. So we'll just take the Repel Calamity. Go to the next pack. Alright, here I think I like a Quillblade Laureate. I also really like a Sloth here. Although with this Duelist, splashing red will be pretty tough. But a 1/1 with Double Strike is solid. Especially if we can find ways to put counters on it. A Graduation Day, perhaps. Which always seem to get passed around. I don't think people love Graduation Day. Another Johnny's Response in here is also pretty tempting. But I think we'll just take a good creature here that can trigger our repartee. Cost of Brilliance has been playing really good in this format. Forum of Amity is probably a good pick as well, but I think we'll just take Cost of Brilliance here. Card draw plus triggers our repartee. It's been a good common in the set. Eager Glyph Mage, perfect. Puts a body on the battlefield. Passing up another Cost of Brilliance. I don't think Stargaze is played very well in this set. So we'll just happily take a Glyph Mage there, pick 4. And I like this deck so far. This is a really good deck. Would love to pick up one more removal spell in this pack 1. But I like our creature quality here. I like our spell quality. So far, I don't feel like we've had to make a poor pick just yet. So we'll see what the rest of the packs look like here. So what we have? We have 2 coming up right now. We've got some Slowpokes. Who are we drafting with today? Anyone that we know? No. All right, and we get a Scolding Administrator pick 6, which is really, really interesting. Feels like Silverquill might be open here. I actually think I prefer the Poet over the Administrator, but I don't want to pass this to the person on my left and have them thinking that Silverquill is open. So I think we'll just take the Administrator here. Ooh, and another Glyph Mage is awesome. The Ink Mage is also not bad. I think just like a 3/3 with Vigilance that surveils has played pretty well in this format. But a second Glyph Mage is just good. I don't know how I feel about this art, though. I don't like the face on the lion. It's a little, I don't know. It's a little soft. I feel like I would knock his books out of his hands if I was in school with him. That's a bad look if you're a lion, man. You want to be a little more intimidating than this if you're a cat. I guess, well, you know what? I wouldn't mess with the Duelist. This guy looks intense. I was going to say, maybe Silverquill's a little soft. Ooh, okay. Obviously, we're not going to take Pox Plague. But Helping Hand is probably not the worst thing that you could take here in a Silverquill deck with good creatures. It brings back 2 of our creatures right now. In a best of 3 format, maybe I'd take the Acolyte. But I think we'll just take the Helping Hand. We'll just move this to the maybe board for now. Just because, oh wow, and we wheel the Ennis. That's incredible. Because this says at the beginning of your end step, if one or more cards were put into exile, put a counter on this. And the Duelist exiles anytime you repartee. So these guys just are an incredible combo. And I didn't think I'd get the Ennis back. So that's really nice. Anytime we... And by the way, also blinking the Glyph Mage is an incredible combo with the Duelist. Wow, and here we have a tough choice to make. If we go Stone Glider or Mascot. Stone Glider is probably better with the Ennis because you exile cards from your graveyard, which counts for Ennis. Okay, I guess we don't have a choice. Ran out of time there. We'll put a Mascot. Alright, and we get a Shattered Acolyte, which is nice. Don't think it'll make the cut, but that's nice. Wow, that's a really good Lorehold card. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you tap 3 creatures. If you do, copy the spell. Dig Site Inventory is also really good. Sky Coach is great too. I just don't think we're in the need for a Sky Coach. Unless we're splashing red. Because I feel like with 2 Glyph Mages, it actually won't be that difficult to have 3 creatures out for the Aziza trigger. But Dig Site Inventory is just so good in Silverquill. But I have to assume we're going to find another Dig Site Inventory, so let's take the riskier play here. Let's take the Aziza, and I'm only going to regret it if we don't get a Dig Site Inventory at some point. And there it is. Great. A second Aziza. I don't think we play 2. Fix What's Broken is fine if we have a bunch of like 2-drops, which I guess we have a good amount of 2-drops right now. It's better with 3-drops though, and you got to find a way to get them in the graveyard, which I don't think we have. The greedy play would be to take a second Diseaser. I just don't. I'm not even sure we're gonna play the first one, so I think we just take the dig set inventory and happily pass. End of the Hunt doesn't trigger repartee, which is a little bit sad. Postmortem Professor is a solid 2-drop. Definitely better in the Witherbloom deck, but it's not going to be bad in an aggressive Silverquill deck. We don't have a ton of removal, though, as of now. We have one removal spell. So I think we'll just have to take the End of the Hunt here. Necroscribe is not played well in this set. A Wonder Off, though, is something that I'm totally happy to take here, though. And if we can pick up some lands, maybe we'll play the Aziza. That's maybe the only way that I'm looking at that right now. A Trove is probably not bad here. I just don't know. Trove is obviously like one of the best commons in the set. I just don't know if Trove goes in the aggressive Silverquill decks. Otherwise, another strong 2-drop is not that bad. What's our spell count right now? 5? Guess let's take the Trove. It lets us play Aziza, and gaining life is just so overpowered. Here I think we just take the Owlin. I do like the Osteomancer, but I think a Flyer is just better in this situation. Here, nothing great. I guess we'll rare draft the Poxplague. Here, we can take a Page, maybe. I think I've been trying to force this card for a while, and it has just not worked for me. I guess I'd rather take the Rage, because at least the Rage triggers repartee, right? Yeah. Sure, another Mascot, why not? Rabbit Attack is probably fine, because it triggers repartee. Because it's very cleverly worded, any number of target creatures instead of creatures you control. Which is pretty nice. Wow. Looks like Quandrix is open, huh? Take the uncommon there for the vault. And we're looking okay right now. Feels like we don't have an insane amount of black cards, which is interesting. We got a whole nother pack to fix this though. Duty Beyond Death, an Elite Interceptor, and the Last Gasp. Okay. And a Forum that we could hopefully wheel. How good is the Spirit Call Enthusiast? You make tokens, this prepares. But this doesn't come in prepared, which is pretty rough. But its spell is pretty good. I think I'd rather take the removal spell here. Last Gasp. It hurts not to take the Last Gasp here. I need to see my removal package right now. Yeah, I think a Last Gasp is probably the right play here. Ooh, a Hop to It and a second Duelist. Oof. Hop to It is so good. Hop to It is really, really good. I think I'm going to want to go wide, especially if we manage to... The Duelist is hard to cast, so if there's no other Silverquill drafters, this is going to wheel to me. So I think we'll just take the Hop to It. It also will help with the Aziza, if we can get the Aziza on board. So now we're really looking for a red-white land as well. I think with the Trove and like a red-white land, we could probably just play our deck without having to splash a mountain. And wow. I didn't even want to say it out loud because I didn't think it would be possible. But as soon as I drafted the hop to it, my first thought was if we can get a practice offense, this deck will be really good. Cody. This is the original Cody, huh? This card is not very good. But the art is cool. And wow, this deck is looking pretty good right now. And then Abigail here, I love. I think Joint Researchers is fine too. But we'll just take a Flying Threat there in our colors. Administrator, and now the deck is really looking good now. We still don't have to make any cuts yet either. Curve is looking nice as well. It feels really nice that we're topping off at 4. Alright, and here we get this card that I've never drafted, because every time I read it, I'm just like, you have too much text. Sacrifice another creature. Well, we do have tokens. Exile an instant or sorcery. Alright, it's not often that Nita is good in a deck. I think this is the one exception. I'm probably going to regret not just taking like a 3-4 flyer that can actually end the game. But now is as good a time as ever to try it. Alright, second Abigail is probably good here. Although the Inkshape Demonstrator is good as well. And I might be more interested in the lifelink part of this. We already have one Abigail. Just give me the lifelink here. A third Cost of Brilliance is probably not what we want. I guess our second one, actually. Actually, I think I'd be happy to play 2 of these. The 2 counters on it. Oh, it's just 1 counter. Okay. I thought it was 2 counters for some reason, which would be an insane card. Alright, we wield the Duty Beyond Death. Putting a counter on each creature is pretty insane with the deck that we have. Rehearse Debater here. Send in the Pest, make a token, go wide. And now we really do have a tokens deck. It's we definitely could have played that cat with the prepared spell. I don't remember what we took over it, but I don't think we'll regret it. And we're going to have to make a few cuts here, 5 cuts. So we'll make our last pick and then we'll go into some deck building. But I really like what we have here. Our top end is good here. We could probably get away with playing 16 lands, I think. Especially with a Trove. So I think that's the first cut we're going to make is a land. Yeah, definitely that mountain can go away. I don't think I want to play any mountains. Okay, so we need to make 4 cuts here. Let's look at our package here. Play 16 lands. Is there anything that doesn't trigger repartee? Duty Beyond Death does not. End of the Hunt does not. Send in the Pest does not. Hop to it doesn't, but that's without a question something we're playing. Alright. And is there anything that doesn't synergize with our deck here? And it synergizes with Duelist. It also just bounces stuff. We have good stuff that has Enter the Battlefield effects. Even Alan Historian. We can re-prepare Quillblade. Shattered Acolyte is probably the first creature we cut. Stone Glider triggers Ennis. That's about it. Now, does Nita re-trigger Ennis? If one or more cards were put into exile this turn. It does, actually. Funny enough. Wow. It's pretty good synergy. Because it doesn't care if it's your graveyard or the opponent's graveyard. It's as long as a card was exiled, which Nita does. And it's got plenty of things to exile thanks to the tokens that we're making. Yeah, I think maybe just these 4 are our cuts. It hurts to cut End of Hunt just because it's a solid removal spell. think I would rather cut a Cost of Brilliance and keep an End of Hunt. Or as a matter of fact, I think I'd rather cut a Rapid Attack and add our Cost of Brilliance back in. Both of these. And probably cut Due to Beyond Death. I do like Due to Beyond Death as well, though, is the thing. Just because of how wide we are. And it's an insane blowout, too, right? Like, you cast this in response to the removal spell. Not only do you fizzle out their spell, but you also grow your entire board. Maybe it's one of those things that we cut Aziza and we play Duty Beyond Death. Aziza might be just a little bit too... we're doing too much with this, maybe. How many times is this going to be a dead card in our hand as well? You got to think about that. A lot. Yeah. What are we thinking here? No, of course. Aziza is always the cut here. Alright, let's get our sleeves. Get my boy Killian on there. Get my Silver Quill Tome. I think this is actually maybe the first time that I'm playing legit Silver Quill this format. And I think this is looking good to me. What are we leaving behind here? A Helping Hand, a Send into Pest, a Rapid Attack. That's really about it. Good cards. Good cards, but I think the stuff that we have is just better. Alright, let's get into some games. Alright, game one here. Big game. Gotta win the first game here. Alright, no swamps, but we have all white cards, so I think this will work out just fine. We can Surveil on the Historian to make it easier to cast a Stone Glider later. Glyph Mage. Our curve is a little awkward, but we're on the draw, so we can hopefully draw into a 2-drop. To a Quillblade Historian, perhaps. It's probably our best draw. We have plenty of 2-drops, actually. Maybe... I'm trying to think what else. We have a 2-drop that's in white. Well, there's the Swamp. So now, as long as we don't flood out, every draw we have should be pretty good. And I might even go hop to it, just to put this in the graveyard as well. Because now we can go Historian. No, we can't. I think we'll probably just curve out here. Let's attack first. See what they're holding out on us. Alright, now if we go land, we can go Historian plus Stone Glider, which would be a pretty good turn. No land, but we do get a Trove. Which doesn't actually help us here. Maybe Abigail is nice here. Start being able to put counters on stuff. We have a lot of creatures in hand. Although the Surveil from the Historian probably isn't bad, if I'm being honest. Last Gasp, huh? What do you do? 5 mana. Create a dude. We have no repartee payoffs right now. Although next turn we can go Trove plus Stone Glider if we put this in the graveyard, even if we don't hit a land, which is pretty nice. I think we have an aggressive enough start where that's going to be fine. No, let's play it slow. Why would I bin a removal spell? I've never done that in my life. Now I'm really happy I kept that, because now with this land, they're making 3/3s. And if they play just like a regular swamp or a regular forest next turn, they're making 4 forests, which I definitely would have lived to regret. Yeah, that's so okay with me, actually. Because now we can go Trove plus Gasp. They could have Royal Treatment. But that's a pretty insane turn if they went Burst Lightning, Vibrant Outburst, and then they can play a Royal Treatment. I'd be pretty shocked. Maybe it's safer to go Trove. Oh, this is 3 mana, not 2. Okay, Auto Tapper tells me they don't have Royal Treatment. It went by way too quick. So they won't get to make 4/4s. It's a good card. Beginning of combat, put a counter on a creature you control. Oh, man, that's so good. That's so good. Are we just... I think we are. We're just jumping, because now we can start blinking. We can start blinking the Glyph Mage, the Duelist, to make 1/1s. Next turn we have to go Abigail plus a creature so that we can cast Heroic Stanza to trigger the Duelist. Let's see if we have enough mana for that. Because we need to start making 1/1s off of the Glyph Mage to survive here. Oh, interesting. I think we'll just take 3 here. I don't want to trade off any of my creatures. Wander off. Okay, that's good. So if we go Abigail, we have 3 mana left. And we don't have a 2 mana creature, so that's a little rough. We can prepare Abigail, but we can't cast Heroic Stanza. Maybe I'm more interested in doing this. Maybe End of the Hunt, and then we hold up Wander Off. Yeah, I think I like that. Although End of the Hunt only exiles Orisa, which is not something I'm interested in. And we can't hold up Wander Off if we cast Abigail. That's a bummer. Well, I guess we just do this. Oh, man. If we go 3 mana... No, I think we have to just be efficient here, unfortunately. That's frustrating. The problem is we can't wander off the Thornfist Striker here. So you know what, maybe we just cast Abigail. I think that's fine. We have 1/1s to chump with if they have a big attack here. Ooh, the Whale. Okay. Whale is good here. Not good enough to beat us, I don't think. Not yet. Interesting. Maybe they forgot to take their stop off of my turn. Alright, so we can do a few things here now. If we do this, we can still hold up, right? 1, 2, 3. We can still hold up, wander off, which is kind of nice. Let's exile 2 cards. By the way, this will trigger... Oh no, we don't have Venice. Whoops. Do we want a heroic stanza? I'm not sure. I think I'd rather wander off the whale. And now we're making 1/1s. I think now we're cooking. Unfortunately, you have to cast and not... creatures entering don't re-prepare Abigail, which is unfortunate for us. But our Stone Gliders will be really good here with Heroic Stanza. And we still have rabbits to chump block here. Yeah, this is looking good so far. Opponent is almost out of sauce here. They got 3 cards left. It's a good draw. Or a good, if they had that, it's just good. We can just bounce the Glyph Mage though, so the stun counter on the Glyph Mage doesn't do much. So we'll probably just put the stanza on the bird. Wow, attacking with everything, huh? It's a little cringe. Take 4 here. That is okay with me. Land. Bummer. Alright, so we go stanza first. On the bird. Bounce to Glyph Mage. Then we'll go Ink Shape Demonstrator. Re-prepare. Is there anything I want to re-enter here? Not really. I guess, how good is a 4/5 on this board? It's pretty good, especially with Ward 2. And we'll bounce... We can bounce the Stone Glider here for blocks. I don't think we need that. I'd rather have the card draw. We're at 9, huh? They do have a lot of cards. With a lot of mana. And we'll have 3 blockers? 4 blockers? I think I'm okay with this attack. We'll be down to 8 life, but we get to draw a card. I think we're okay here. I have to imagine we're okay. Yeah, if that's what they're casting, we'll be fine. Okay. Royal Treatment, great flip there. They do have it. We were curious about it earlier. Okay, yeah, not really worried about anything they did there. Curious to see where they put the counter. And probably attack with the 2 5/5s. That's what I would do. Good way to threaten lethal there. Yeah, okay, well, I'll definitely block here. Don't think you have any tricks, and then I'll block here. They're tapped out, right? Yeah, so no way of gaining life. They won't be giving their guy trample. Although it might be a good opportunity to get rid of this guy so that they don't give everything trample next turn, because we're not going to be able to kill them. Right? Actually, we will. 6, Heroic Stanza. Yeah, we don't need to do that. They're just dead to the Quillblade Laureate here. Yeah, alright. It's a good game one. That was a good deck that we just played. Sorry, not everyone can be a contender drafter like us, opponent. Let's go to the next game. Alright, game one here. Big game. Gotta win the first game here. Alright, no swamps, but we have all white cards, so I think this will work out just fine. We can surveil on the Historian to make it easier to cast a Stone Glider later. Glyph Mage. Our curve is a little awkward, but we're on the draw, so we can hopefully draw into a 2-drop. To a Quillblade Historian, perhaps. It's probably our best draw. We have plenty of 2-drops, actually. Maybe... I'm trying to think what else. We have a 2-drop that's in white. Well, there's the Swamp. So now, as long as we don't flood out, every draw we have should be pretty good. And I might even go hop to it, just to put this in the graveyard as well. Because now we can go Historian. No, we can't. I think we'll probably just curve out here. Let's attack first. See what they're holding out on us. Alright, now if we go land, we can go Historian plus Stone Glider, which would be a pretty good turn. No land, but we do get a Trove. Which doesn't actually help us here. Maybe Abigail is nice here. Start being able to put counters on stuff. We have a lot of creatures in hand. Although the Surveil from the Historian probably isn't bad, if I'm being honest. Last Gasp, huh? What do? 5 mana. Create a dude. We have no repartee payoffs right now. Although next turn we can go Trove plus Stone Glider if we put this in the graveyard, even if we don't hit a land, which is pretty nice. I think we have an aggressive enough start where that's going to be fine. No, let's play it slow. Why would I bin a removal spell? I've never done that in my life. Now I'm really happy I kept that, because now with this land, they're making 3/3s. And if they play just like a regular swamp or a regular forest next turn, they're making 4 forests, which I definitely would have lived to regret. Yeah, that's so okay with me, actually. Because now we can go Trove plus Gasp. They could have Royal Treatment. But that's a pretty insane turn if they went Burst Lightning, Vibrant Outburst, and then they can play a Royal Treatment. I'd be pretty shocked. Maybe it's safer to go Trove. Oh, this is 3 mana, not 2. Okay, Auto Tapper tells me they don't have Royal Treatment. It went by way too quick. So they won't get to make 4/4s. It's a good card. Beginning of combat, put a counter on a creature you control. Oh, man, that's so good. That's so good. Are we just... I think we are. We're just jumping, because now we can start blinking. We can start blinking the Glyph Mage, the Duelist, to make 1/1s. Next turn we have to go Abigail plus a creature so that we can cast Heroic Stanza to trigger the Duelist. Let's see if we have enough mana for that. Because we need to start making 1/1s off of the Glyph Mage to survive here. Oh, interesting. I think we'll just take 3 here. I don't want to trade off any of my creatures. Wander off. Okay, that's good. So if we go Abigail, we have 3 mana left. And we don't have a 2 mana creature, so that's a little rough. We can prepare Abigail, but we can't cast Heroic Stanza. Maybe I'm more interested in doing this. Maybe End of the Hunt, and then we hold up Wander Off. Yeah, I think I like that. Although End of the Hunt only exiles Orisa, which is not something I'm interested in. And we can't hold up Wander Off if we cast Abigail. That's a bummer. Well, I guess we just do this. Oh, man. If we go 3 mana... No, I think we have to just be efficient here, unfortunately. That's frustrating. The problem is we can't wander off the Thornfist Striker here. So you know what, maybe we just cast Abigail. I think that's fine. We have 1/1s to chump with if they have a big attack here. Ooh, the Whale. Okay. Whale is good here. Not good enough to beat us, I don't think. Not yet. Interesting. Maybe they forgot to take their stop off of my turn. Alright, so we can do a few things here now. If we do this, we can still hold up, right? 1, 2, 3. We can still hold up, Wander Off, which is kind of nice. Let's exile 2 cards. By the way, this will trigger... Oh no, we don't have Venice. Whoops. Do we want a Heroic Stanza? I'm not sure. I think I'd rather wander off the Whale. And now we're making 1/1s. I think now we're cooking. Unfortunately, you have to cast and not creatures entering don't re-prepare Abigail, which is unfortunate for us. But our Stone Gliders will be really good here with Heroic Stanza. And we still have rabbits to chump block here. Yeah, this is looking good so far. Opponent is almost out of sauce here. They got 3 cards left. It's a good draw. Or a good, if they had that, it's just good. We can just bounce the Glyph Mage though, so the stun counter on the Glyph Mage doesn't do much. So we'll probably just put the Stanza on the bird. Wow, attacking with everything, huh? It's a little cringe. Take 4 here. That is okay with me. Land. Bummer. Alright, so we go Stanza first. On the bird. Bounce to Glyph Mage. Then we'll go Ink Shape Demonstrator. Re-prepare. Is there anything I want to re-enter here? Not really. I guess how good is a 4/5 on this board? It's pretty good, especially with Ward 2. And we'll bounce. We can bounce the Stone Glider here for blocks. I don't think we need that. I'd rather have the card draw. We're at 9, huh? They do have a lot of cards. With a lot of mana. And we'll have 3 blockers? 4 blockers? I think I'm okay with this attack. We're down to 8 life, but we get to draw a card. I think we're okay here. I have to imagine we're okay. Yeah, if that's what they're casting, we'll be fine. Okay. Royal Treatment, great flip there. They do have it. We were curious about it earlier. Okay, yeah, not really worried about anything they did there. Curious to see where they put the counter. And probably attack with the 2 5/5s. That's what I would do. Good way to threaten lethal there. Yeah, okay, well, I'll definitely block here. Don't think you have any tricks, and then I'll block here. They're tapped out, right? Yeah, so no way of gaining life. They won't be giving their guy trample. Although it might be a good opportunity to get rid of this guy so that they don't give everything trample next turn, because we're not going to be able to kill them. Right? Actually, we will. 6. Heroic Stanza. Yeah, we don't need to do that. They're just dead to the Quillblade Laureate here. Yeah, alright. It's a good game 1. That was a good deck that we just played. Sorry, not everyone can be a contender drafter like us, opponent. Let's go to the next game. Alright, game 2 here. We had a tricky game 1, man, but the card draw quality was just so good. I'm here with 4 lands. I would expect the same once again, just to have good card draw quality for the rest of the game here. Also, I didn't realize this puts a counter on each creature I control. That's pretty strong. That's a pretty strong ability there from Nita. If we can manage to sacrifice some tokens to it. Use their own removal spell against one of their creatures. We have a good curve out here. 2, 3, 4. Unless they play an absolute bomb, we probably won't be using Last Gasp here. Alright, opponent. Let's see what you got. Quillblade Historian onto the Nita is also pretty good. We'll have a turn where we can make this a 3/3 with double strike. If it's an empty board, it'll be a pretty good attack there. Hit for 6. They did cast a good card though. Pursue the Past is a really good card. We will be able to double spell pretty nicely on turn 4 though. We can remove the board and then hit our opponent. Could also just play the Historian. I think I'm going to do that. Because I think I would love to bottom a land. Or put a land in the graveyard. If we have a land on top. If it's a swamp though, we might have to keep just for the duelist. So we're not stuck on one swamp. Opponent really thinking about what he wants to do. Turn 4 we can always go Administrator plus removal. Or Administrator plus Twofold Intent to trigger Repartee. Opponent is really thinking about if he wants to Subtle Mockery the Quillblade Laureate. Guess the answer was no. Swamp. Yeah, I guess we'll keep. Plains I probably would have put in the graveyard. Ooh, that's a good card. That's a really good card. Alright, so we'll have to swing big here. We have a really big board that's going to be tough to deal with. Opponent has spent a few turns doing a whole lot of nothing. And we have 2 removal spells and another creature. Okay, opponent, let's pick up the pace here. Unless you have Force of Will, I think you gotta let me do my thing here. Trying to win 7 games, and I'm trying to do it in hopefully not 7 hours. So let's get to it. Down to 12 with 2 removals in spell in hand. I like us right here. I think we go Last Gasp so that they can't block our menace. And we can't, in case they mill a 2-drop, we can't attack with the Quillblade, because if this grows to a 3/3, we'll be in a bit of trouble here. Interesting. I think let's put it on our double striker. Oops. Always have a backup plan, opponent. That's all I could say to you. It's nice that we can do this at instant speed in order to respond to them removing one of our creatures. If we had the mana. Wow, insane attack, I was about to say. What do you have? Nothing? That's what I thought. Your go, opponent. And now we get to hold up the Anita's ability as well, which is nice. In case they remove the Alan Historian here. And if we top deck something like a... Oh, I guess you can't do this. Activate only as a sorcery. That's a bummer. This card is actually worse than I thought. If we get a hop to it, though, I think I like that. Ward. Great job, opponent. Yeah, I would concede after that as well. Let's go to the next game. We're almost to platinum here. I'd love to see it. Alright, game 3 here. Off to a 2-0 start, which is exactly what I want to see. Here we'll keep. Even if we cast Cost of Brilliance with no creatures on the battlefield, it's still pretty good. A 1-drop, you hate to see it. Please don't follow it up with a 2-drop, opponent, I'm begging you. Oh, thank goodness. Here, if they just pump it again, we'll just remove it. Alright, well we have the perfect mana base to cast a Duelist, which is nice. Next turn we can do some pretty fancy stuff, as long as we draw our 5th land after we cast a Duelist. Admittedly, if they have a removal spell, this is pretty ouchy for us. Nice, and there's our 5th land. Yeah, so we can go Administrator plus Cost of Brilliance. Okay. How do we stay alive here? How do we stay alive? No instant speed spells that could make our Demonstrator lifelink, which is a bummer. And how dead are we if we go Administrator plus Cost of Brilliance? Pretty dead, huh? Maybe we just play the Elephant? Put a counter on it? Ward 2 should hopefully give us like a little bit of breathing room here. Because then if we can go practiced offense and get a huge lifelink attack, we'll be back in the game. We just got to be able to untap with the Elephant here. Okay, that's a good start. Interesting attack there with the Pest. We're taking 3 damage here. A Giant Growth would not kill us. I'm trying to think of other pump spells, especially with black. I don't think there's anything in black. I think we can just take this. No Death Touch tricks. But if we block and they do have Giant Growth, then we lose our Elephant, so we can't block. Yeah, that's okay with me. That is a-okay with me, because now we get to do some pretty good stuff here. So we need to give it double strike. So we can do 3 mana here. Or we'll have 3 additional mana. So I think we go Abigail into practiced offense. Wait, this doesn't trigger repartee. Practice offense does not trigger repartee. Put a counter on each creature target player. Oh wait, no, yes. Yes it does. Okay. Target creature. And we'll go double strike here. Okay, we only gain 6 life as opposed to 12, which is a bummer. But we get to do it again next turn. And with 10 life, I think we're okay here. No removal spell, unfortunately. Alright, that's okay. Repel Calamity. Good spell. Alright, so I think we go Administrator first. It would be nice to keep up Duty Beyond Death in case they had a removal spell. So I guess we can go Practiced Offense again. That way if they have removal for the elephant, we can protect it while putting its counters on it, which is pretty nice. And then next turn we can go like Dig Site Inventory to give it Vigilance. Now unfortunately, the Banemaker is a great blocker for the elephant. But we can always get around that with the Menace on the Administrator. Zombify. Interesting. Shoot. It's pretty good. Gotta go Cost of Brilliance here. This elephant is doing tremendous work. This Death Toucher, though, is really ruining our day, isn't it? I think we keep all of our spells here. And we unfortunately miss out on 11 life. But if they play a good creature pre-combat, we might be able to get some of this life back here. We just need to find a removal spell here. We already used Last Gasp though, haven't we? Yeah. Ooh. Added Evolution. Good card. Funny enough, eventually this will get to Repel Calamity size and we'll be able to kill it with the spell. So that actually works in our favor. No reason for End of Hunt here. We just have to hope. Let's see, we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out eventually. Healer, good card. Leech Collector, also good card. Still can't Repel Calamity here. Bummer. Rough draw. We can bluff here, keeping an extra card in hand. What does Repel Calamity kill here? The Apprentice? Guess one less creature on board is not the worst thing for us. Makes their attacks more difficult next turn. We're in a lot of trouble though. If they don't get one of their creatures up to 4 toughness for Repel Calamity, it makes it difficult for us to block. So we'll see what they do here. Also, Leech Collector makes this really complicated as well. Shoot. Okay. Okay, great. They did it. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted to see. That is exactly what I wanted to see here. So we gotta kill the Leech Collector. Hopefully they don't have a Royal Treatment or a way to protect the Banemaker. That's really the only way that we lose here. Yeah, there it is. I think we still live, funny enough. And we might just have to send an attack here, because otherwise we're not going to gain the life. And they will lose the frog, which matters. Maybe they just take the 12? Man, Royal Treatment is a good card. Wow, they just take it. It's okay with me here. We got some good blocks coming up. It's really, they can only attack with the frog. If they attack all again, I think we have some blocks that I'm pretty comfortable making here. Probably something like this, something like this, something like this. Start taking away those pests little by little. We are taking a lot though. I guess you have trample, huh? So trample doesn't matter. Where do you get the trample from? The Royal Treatment? Oh, from the striker. Everything has trample. That's right, that's right. Well then I guess I'd rather do this. And do this, yeah. It's kind of nice. Are we dead here? I don't think we're dead. Yeah, we're totally not dead. It's not bad. Ooh, opponent, you're gonna feel the hurt on this one. Elephant is going crazy. If we win this game, I'll be shocked. Alright, back to 15 health. That's nice. How do we win this game? I have no idea. Yeah, they're finally doing what they should have done probably an eternity ago. Yeah, that's smart. I guess we gotta take our blocks while we can here. Yeah, and good game, opponent. I mean, that was we had no business staying in that game. That was a pretty solid look at the deck there. Just Additive Evolution is a really good enchantment. It's hard to beat that. Let's go to the next game. Alright, now that we got our first loss, things are a little bit more stressful because we haven't gotten to 3 wins yet, which means we haven't guaranteed any gems for us. Here, I think we probably keep this. Not the smoothest hand, but definitely better than Mulligan in here. I can't imagine a scenario where we can cast Repel Calamity here. But opponent is doing a whole lot of nothing, which I like. Probably has a handful of removal. Which means next turn we'll probably just play Cost of Brilliance plus gain to 2 life. Or better yet, don't want the giraffe to get bigger. That also blocks our owl pretty good. And if it's a land, we put it in the bottom. If it's a good spell like Last Gasp, we keep it on top. Here comes the removal spell though. Sloth, huh? Sloth is solid. We could kill it with a Last Gasp combat trick here. Is that what I want to do though? I think so. I think I'm okay with that. And if we can get our Glyph Mage out, we'll have a 1/1 that we can sacrifice to Duty Beyond Death, which will be really nice. Probably just gonna kill the Pest Mascot here. Card is a little bit too good. Wow, Glorious Decay on the main board, huh? It's a risky play. Alright, Administrator here is nice. Unfortunately, we cannot hold up Duty Beyond Death. We're just gonna have to survive a turn, which I guess I'm okay with that. I guess I will have to be okay with that. Menace creature with 1 blocker is pretty solid. Yeah, it's a good cheerful Ostomancer there. These are the games where this card looks really good. Ooh, Anita, huh? I do like Anita. Destroy artifact. Exile a card from a graveyard. Draw a card. Is that insane to do right now? If we go Nita, sacrifice the 1/1 Glorious Decay? I don't think that's insane, is it? I kind of like that. It's kind of nice. Go no attacks. Trading an Osteomancer for a card is a really bad deal. No ways to gain life just yet, so... Alright, and there's your life gain. Practiced Offense. That's a good card. Why don't we start with Cost of Brilliance? And then why don't we follow that up with a Practiced Offense? Why don't we give you Double Strike? Double strike on Menace is pretty good. I know we can do it again here. And now we give you lifelink. And now good luck, opponent. Good luck figuring out blocks here. Yeah. Wow, there's no way you're just gonna take 16. Alright, now if they have a removal spell here, we miss out on the counters, but if we can find just one more creature, I think we're gonna be looking pretty good. Wow. They must have a removal. That's a really weird attack. That's a weird attack. We have to attack here. No creature, which is a bummer, because even a duty beyond death. Okay, I guess they just wanted to lose. That's okay with me. Does not feel like winning gold tier 1, but we're one win away from platinum, so we'll take that. Let's go to the next game. Alright, next game here. Solid opening hand with a hop to it, an Epic Abigail, good removal spell, our Trove. The Trove just never disappoints, does it? It's such a good card. Even in like a Silver Quill aggressive deck, it's been so strong. Now, worst part about this hand is that we're on the draw. If we were on the play, casting hop to it before our opponent would have been really nice. Here we can... I don't want to risk holding up Repel Calamity in case they don't repartee. Otherwise, it would have probably been okay to do so, but on 4 mana, maybe it would have been better. We obviously can't triple block here, because if they have one spell that targets a creature, we'd get blown out by that. Flashback into Pursue the Past. I like that. That's a nice little play pattern there. It does exile it, so they don't get to do it a third time, but that's nice. Alright, here we can go Trove, hold up Repel Calamity. It's kind of nice. We can also go Abigail. Yeah, why don't we do Trove? And then just hold up the Repel Calamity. I never regret casting a Trove. What do they put in there? Stone Dawson. And I think here we will, if they attack, I think we will triple block. I just think we win that battle. Alright, they do a pre-combat, which is nice. Is there a spell in white that would give indestructible or hexproof? If there is, it wasn't in her hand. Alright, so we have an empty board here. And we're untapping with a good amount of mana here. I think I'd like to draw my cards. And now the rabbits are on the loose. Interesting. I guess they could have killed the rabbit with a Tome Blast. I don't know if that's a bad deal for them, but... Glyph Mage here into Stanza is pretty nice. Eventually we'll find a removal spell for this guy, right? Surely. I kind of want to put my counters on my creatures. This is a pretty neat board. With the second Glyph Mage coming out. I like this a lot. Oh shoot. Combo alert. He's token mogging me. Holy crap. We gotta do something about this. Oh frick. We don't have enough mana to go Administrator, Glyph Mage, and Gain the Life. I think I'd rather go Glyph Mage again. Heroic Stanza again. Gain the Life. Do the same exact play pattern. And hopefully we just top deck some removal spell soon to get rid of this Excavator. But a little practiced offense is gonna make this upcoming attack pretty good. Yeah, dig side inventory is so good. How many cards do they have in their graveyard? 3? Yeah, so it's gonna be a while. Oh, crap, they have an artifact for the Micah. Dude, this is crazy. Oh, Ennis. I do love that. We're really having a token off right now. Alright, let's go Administrator. Stanza? Ennis. Gain my life. Thank you very much. No attacks. Is this at the end of my turn? A beginning of your end step. Okay. Shoot. So them exiling all their stuff on their turns won't give Ennis counters, which is a bummer. It's a big board, man. Yeah, use a spell on one of my tokens. I think I'm okay with that. On 2 of my tokens? I think I'm okay with that. I got these guys for free. Okay, they got 2 cards left. They're almost out of graveyard. Do we block here? I am not sure, if I'm being completely honest. I think we do. 5 is a lot there. I don't want to go down to 11, especially with the board that they have. There's the Duelist. That's amazing. I think we have to go Stanza on Abigail here. That's a great turn. That's a really good turn there. All right. I think at this point we can do the stuff that they can do a little bit better. All right, and there goes our Duelist. That was fun while it lasted. think we'll probably chump here again. Another administrator. Love that. What do we want to do here? Would it be insane to do this here? And then go rehearse debater to re-prepare Abigail. And then do this. And if it dies, we just put all our counters on the other, I should have attacked the Abigail. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I like that. Oh, I should have attacked with the Abigail. I don't know why I did not do that. I got too focused on the administrator play. That's frustrating. What the heck did you do? That's so frustrating. Opponent just cooked me with the suspend aggression. What? What? Excuse me? Clever. Clever girl. Do we block here? At 19, I think I'm comfortable taking the 5. Last gasp, that's good to know. Alright, first we gotta cast Stanza. Probably onto... I guess probably onto Abigail here. Maybe onto the flyer, actually. Then we go administrator. And then we go stanza again. Now we go to attack. Hit you for 7. Do we have any other good attacks on the ground? Probably the debater is fine. Especially with vigilance. If they make bad blocks, we can last gasp something. It's not bad. It's not bad. We do miss out on the 2 life, but I think we're looking okay here. Now we're just top decking. Oh, it's a good card. Dude, these draft games have felt insane. It's felt like every deck we've played against has been insane. When they recast Antiquities on loose, it's gonna be pretty rough for us. We do get to hit them for 7 in the air, though. A lot more than that, actually. Let's see if they have a removal here. Yeah, bounce a token. Sure. We still draw the cards, which is why Cost of Brilliance is so good. And we also get to gain the life, which is important. What is it, the Micah? Oh, the flyer. Oopsie, opponent. How good are their blocks here? Will NS be triggered here? Yeah, that's fine. Are these artifacts? Wait. No, they're not artifacts. Yeah, so I'd like to kill the Fire Dancer. Alright, opponent. Your go. You're dead in the air. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Get rid of you, finally. My goodness, you've been making my life miserable. I'll probably just do something like this, right? Hopefully you don't have some way to pump stuff. What a game. What a game. Wow. That is high quality gameplay there from both players. Worthy of a rank up to platinum, I must say. I just can't believe we won that game. Let's get to the next one. Our next game here, this is the big one. If we win this game, or we win one more game, we get our gems back. Once again, we're on the draw. Every time. It's a good enough hand, though. Saddest part about this hand is we don't have something to bounce to end it, so we'll probably just skip our turn 2. Good. This is definitely worth holding for like a Glyph Mage or like a Duelist, something. But we'll get to hop to it, which will be nice. Hop to it with a Duty Beyond Death and an Abigail's pretty solid. And Environmental Scientist on turn 2 is really good for them, especially on the play. It's gonna, I can already tell it's gonna be tough to beat this guy. Next turn we can go Trove and hold up Duty Beyond Death if that were to be relevant. I don't think it will be. We also might just play the... Oh, interesting. Interesting attack. Was not expecting this. No point in putting a third bunny in front. What could they have? They have one green. A red and a blue. Is it worth to put the third bunny in front? I don't think so. See what they have. Your go, opponent. I'm a platinum player. I don't fall for bluffs. What can I say? I'm a platinum player. I don't fall for bluffs. You're gonna have to do a lot more than that to get me, opponent. Alright. Now we can go Abigail. No, we can't. We can go Trove plus Ennis, which does nothing. I think we just play the elephant. Because I think next turn I want to play Abigail and hold up Duty Beyond Death. Because we have a bunny that we can sacrifice in case they have removal for it, either of our creatures. Hopefully we just get to untap with the elephant here. It's a good card, opponent. I'm jealous of it. If we go Trove, we can go Trove plus Abigail, which I don't like as much as Abigail plus Duty Beyond Death. Is there any way we can trick them into blocking with their Emeritus? +1/+1 counter. So our elephant would become a 4/3, become a 5/5? I guess it's worth the attempt. It's our only chance to get the Emeritus before they can cast Recall. I guess they're going to do it anyways here because they have one blue left from the Trove, which I didn't see. Alright, well, GG. We just lost to Ancestral Recall. That hurts. Oh, that hurts. That's not fair. You can't cast it in a game of limited. What are we doing here? Alright, hopefully they have like a big expensive removal spell that we can just fizzle out with Duty Beyond Death here. That's really our only chance. And they can't re-prepare it, which is nice. Let's hope that they never get to that point. End of Hunt is probably like our best draw. Glyph Mage is good too. Because we can go Glyph Mage plus Ennis. And then we don't get to hold up Duty Beyond Death. It's a little painful. I think we'll actually keep holding the spell. I don't think I'm in a rush. We can also chump block. The Emeritus with our 1/1 flyer. I think we'll just start taking our damage while we can. I think I want to protect my board here. We have a pretty good board. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is rough. Maybe they mill themselves? 22? We got a long way to go. We gotta start putting our own Trove down. My goodness, 6 cards in hand. Plus a Craft with Pride. This is looking bad for us. Seize the spoils, okay. Good, draw more cards, please. I think that's the only way we win, is by you milling yourself out. Maybe you have like a board wipe you want to play, opponent? That'd be nice. Pre-combat removal would be incredible, because then we have blocks. Growth curve. Ouch. Ouch. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. They can't do it. I get so scared. Alright, we have to block here. Or else we're dead. I don't know how we're gonna beat this Cuboid colony, I'm not gonna lie. We need to find a good attack here with our elephant. I think I want to keep my flyer though, is the thing. We could trade a bunny for a flyer here if we sacrifice the bunny. And we put a counter on the elephant for lifelink purposes. I think we have to take this risk. What could they have at instant speed? Guess we'll find out. We need to grow the elephant for the lifelink. And we get to keep our flyer this way too. We give them one free chance to remove something. Oh, we're dead. Okay, we were dead no matter what. What else do you have? Go ahead. Kick me while I'm down. Are you kidding me? Did you guys hear the laugh from this little guy? Alright. Well, we just got steamrolled there. We still need one more win to make our gems back, so let's focus on that. Let's go to the next game. Alright, down to our last life here. I'm missing some lands, but this is a really good aggressive start, especially if we can find them. We can go... if we can curve out into Cost of Brilliance, yes! This is going to be a really good start here. We're going to have a 4/4 with Menace. Please play a creature. Please play a creature. Please play a creature. Okay. It's a little awkward. Banish and Betrayal is pretty rough here. I think we just attack here and play a Trove. If they counter a Trove, I think that's okay with me. They also could have Essence Scatter. But our hand is good enough that I just want to make the right plays. I think here, because we missed a land drop, I will Cost of Brilliance. I don't think they have like a removal spell. I think they have like a bounce spell or something else. But we get to recast our Administrator if they... Yeah, okay. That's okay with me. Okay. So that's what I thought they had. It's actually good tempo on us because they skipped their third turn. We have to get rid of that immediately. This card is not okay. Can we go Glyph Mage plus Gasp? Yes, we can. If they have a removal, if they have a counter spell, do we want to go Gasp first? I guess we do, huh? Force them to use their blue here. Now they don't have Essence Scatter up. Alright, we didn't get rid of the Tide Caller. This is... Oh, two Tide Callers? What are we supposed to do here? We just have to be super aggro here. We have to be super aggro here. We can cast our own Prismari Charm. Alright, we attack first, so we don't give them the chance to Essence Scatter pre-combat. Okay. Best thing we can do here is, actually we can do a lot of good things here. We can sacrifice the flyer. Do I want to actually bounce the Tide Caller? I'm not sure. No, I think I want to kill it. Wait, no. That's not going to kill it. What am I doing? Shoot. So I'm going to have to bounce it. Alright, that's not as good as I would have wanted it to be. We do have a Due to Beyond Death that we can cast if they have a removal. Sacrifice our Administrator to give our counters to the Double Striker. Homesickness. Alright, well, we just lost the game, huh? We have 2 cards left. I hate this game. I hate this game. Why do you have 2 Tide Callers? Alright, stun them. Target player draws 2 cards. He could have just killed me. Silly boy. Let's sacrifice you. Put our counters here. You have to block the double striker here. And then you take 4. I mean, it's not impossible. Actually, it is here, because they just cast an instant and then we lose. Just play a creature, please. Don't play an instant. Just play a creature. Just play a creature, please. Just play a creature. Well, there's our whole deck. It's in the graveyard. Alright, we don't get our gems back. We get pretty close, but not close enough. I will say the 3 losses we had were pretty unfortunate. Alright, we get to 4 wins. The nice thing is we have enough gems to run this back, which we probably will. I'm enjoying this contender format. It's pretty stressful, but the games are pretty high level. That's some high level drafting there. Obviously, you got to be pretty good at draft to want to spend 3,000 gems on a draft that you might not get any gems back on. So the competition is going to be good. So if you're into that, I think you're going to enjoy that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have more videos out and about on the channel, so make sure you like and subscribe so you can see that, especially if you're enjoying this contender format, which like I said, some really high level games. So yeah, make sure you stick around for that. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye.